For any Xbox or PlayStation codes or anything gaming related, check out g2a.com, and if you need any Ultimate Team coins, then head over to FIFA. The code CHES will get you a discount on both sites, and all links are down below. Hey guys, how's it going? Chez back again, and welcome to episode number 50 of the Chelsea career mode here on FIFA 15. We start with an FA Cup game against a side that recently have caused us some problems. It's Queen's Park Rangers at Loftus Road, the exact fixture which cost us our BPL unbeaten streak. But we'll start with some team news.
Here's the Chelsea lineup. Diego Lopez starts in goal. Gary Cahill starts with Kurt Zouma in central defence. Eden Hazard starts with Lucas Piazon on the flanks. Loic Remy is the main striker today.
So then, QPR away from home. It's Loftus Road, and it's unfortunately not the best of places for us to go right now. We lost there recently, like we say, in the Barclays Premier League, which cost us our unbeaten record. We, as of that particular moment, hadn't lost at all in like 25, 26 games in the Barclays Premier League this season. Then, of course, we came here and lost rather unceremoniously. And actually, I found this one quite difficult as well. As you saw from the team lineup, I'm not starting a full-strength side, although there are quite a few first teamers in there like Eden Hazard, etc. But players like Junior Malanda and Loic Remy, of course, freshly back from injury, are into the starting lineups just to try and get some rotation going, because there are again some closely put together fixtures, closely arranged fixtures that unfortunately seem to be the way with career mode these days. We of course have seen over the past few episodes of the new career mode series, which started on Friday night if you missed it, that particular opening month of August for Cambridge in that road to glory, we have a game Saturday, Tuesday for 4 weeks in a row. It's incredible. Really is a problem for career mode with all of the fixture congestion, but you don't, until they introduce some sort of, kind of function for you to be able to either rearrange your own fixtures or at least request a postponement for, a variety of different reasons. It seems that it's going to be a continual problem, and it has been an issue for years now. They just don't seem to do anything about it with regards to career mode, because of course they don't earn any money from it. Yet Ultimate Team has all of the microtransactions, and that's all they care about. But anyway, less of that, let's concentrate on actually what's going on the screen, shall we? And Loic Remy put us 1-0 up. They equalised, unfortunately, at the start of the second half, but said Loic Remy is going to put us 2-1 up again. And as you can see, it was a tidy finish, actually, and he did score a lot of goals for us in the first season. And then in the second season, he was kind of scoring the same level of goals again before he picked up his injury, unfortunately. And Diego Costa actually stepped up to the plate, as has Wilfred Bone. He scored a couple of hat-tricks in Remy's absence. So we are doing okay when it comes to goal scoring, and we're trying to solidify defensively as well. But one goal conceded so far in this one. Lucas Piazon races through here. Surely it's a clear goal scoring opportunity, but I didn't put enough power on the shot, and rather than hitting it with his laces, he tried to side foot it into the bottom corner. It just didn't work, but fortunately it wasn't going to cost us, and we came away with a 2-1 win, and we're through to the FA Cup semi-finals. So we get a trip to Wembley in the next few episodes. I'm not really too sure when that game is scheduled for, but regardless, we're through to the semi-finals of the competition, and as you can see, we're up against Sunderland now in the second game of the episode in the Barclays Premier League again. It's still just the one game unbeaten. They, unfortunately for them, sit 18th so far, and again, we'll start the game with some team news.
Here's the Chelsea lineup. Thibaut Courtois starts in goal. Sergio Ramos plays with Gary Cahill in central defence. Fabregas plays with Nemanja Matic in central midfield. Diego Costa is the lone striker today.
Much stronger starting lineup than in this one, although Andre Schürrle's in for Hulk and Ross Barkley is in for Oscar, or Ashley Posher, in fact, who played in the previous one. But Oscar not getting any first team football today. But these two games I wanted to play some of my rotation players, like I say, just to make sure they keep getting some first team football. Otherwise, you get unhappy players in the squad, and that's never good, because they always seem to play worse whenever players are unhappy. So I try and make sure that everyone is on a level keel morale-wise. But Diego Costa does well there. Unfortunately, not to have gotten anything more from that shot than a corner, which sadly nothing came of. But made a change just after half-time because Ricardo Rodriguez picked up an injury. You can see him limping off here. Fortunately, we have an adequate replacement on the bench in Oscar DeMarcos, of course, our new signing, and he can cope at left-back. He's got the pace to be able to get himself back in position should he drift out of position, but of course he is, this year at least, a full-back. Of course, last year was centre-mid on FIFA or on Ultimate Team at least, but can play right back and does play right back this year. Made another change though, just after the hour mark. Hulk coming on for Willian, because I just couldn't seem to get a way through this Sunderland side. They weren't creating much, I wasn't creating much. Just nobody was playing any decent football, but Hulk's clean through here, the same way that Piazza was at the end of the previous game. Ran out of space, so had to turn inside, and I do not know for the life of me how he's put that wide from there. He did the same thing against Besiktas last Friday, had a clear goal scoring opportunity and just straight up missed it. Ross Barkley did the same thing in that game. Luckily we were able to get a win out of that one. Here though, we're still at 0-0 into stoppage time. We had to rely on Courtois to keep it that way with a good save down low to his left hand side, and we stayed at 0-0 until the end of the game. So unfortunately only a point from this one, but we do progress through into the next round of the FA Cup. So there is at least some silver lining to the rather grey cloud of today's episode, although the grey cloud gets a little bit greyer thanks to the news that Ricardo Rodriguez is going to be out for 3 weeks. But we do have Felipe Luis, we've got Oscar DeMarcos and of course Danny Carvajal. We have plenty of cover with wing-backs etc, so we should be okay. But of course, with it being Monday, we are going to have a squad report going on at the end of the episode. As always with squad reports, feel free to pause the video at any particular point should you want to look at anyone's stats in a little bit more detail. Or a few players actually that have gone up quite notably. Ricardo Rodriguez and Sergio Ramos, now 89 rated, level with Eden Hazard. Our two highest rated players are now 89, so the whole squad is growing really nicely actually. We have had an extremely good season though, to be completely honest. Top of the Barclays Premier League, through to the semi-finals in the FA Cup. Unfortunately knocked out in the Capital One Cup early on by Burnley, but we did play a lot of kids in that particular competition, so it's not really too much of an issue. And of course we're going well in the Champions League as well, through to the quarterfinals. We got through the round of 16 against Besiktas on Friday, so we're through to the quarterfinals of that competition as well. So everyone is playing a lot of football, everyone is growing, everyone is happy, apart from, as I say that, Wilfred Boney and Willian appear to be the only two players in the squad that aren't necessarily 100% happy. Boney obviously would like some more football, and I try and get him as much football as I possibly can, but Willian feels threatened, I think, as when I brought Hulk in, he seemed to be a bit threatened by that, but he still sees enough first team football to keep him happy, so hopefully he will be able to get over himself, so to speak, and be able to continue to put in the performances for me. And fingers crossed, we can have another successful season. Of course, we won the FA Cup and the Champions League last year, trying to win the Barclays Premier League this year, as well as retaining both of the competitions that we won last year. So if we could do the treble, that'd be absolutely superb. But that is kind of, with still a couple of minutes still to go, going to bring today's episode to a close. There will be another episode of the Career Mode Road to Glory tonight, so feel free to check that out. Of course, if you missed any of the opening 3 episodes of that series over the weekend or last Friday, then definitely check the channel page for those. And of course, there was My Player over the weekend as well. A couple of good episodes of that, including a rather spectacular solo goal scored yesterday, so definitely check that out if you missed it. Drop this video a like if you enjoyed, of course, as always. That's very much appreciated, and feel free to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We hit 35k over the weekend, absolutely superb. Delighted that the channel continues to go from strength to strength, and we may hit 40k by New Year. That's kind of my target now, is to actually break the 40k mark by January the 1st, 2015. We'll have to wait and see if that happens, but as you can see, Capital One Cup has finished, and Arsenal won it 4-0 with a win in the final against Everton, so that's massive for them. Maybe that's why they started off the Premier League so slowly, because they were concentrating on a domestic cup. Who knows? But as you can see, we are still top of the league. The lead's been cut to 3 points, but we have a game in hand on City, so all should be fine. Only 9 games left for us, 8 games left for the majority of the league, although as you can see, some have played 29, some have played 30, but nobody can get closer to us than City are. Spurs do have a game in hand, but are 4 points behind the blue half of Manchester, and are currently level with the red half of Manchester. So both Manchester sides doing well in the league. Liverpool up to 5th, Everton rather stereotypically sat there in 6th, just outside the European spots, and Arsenal down in 7th, although you would expect them to rise to 4th if this is going to be anywhere close to being realistic. But unfortunately, for now, that's going to bring today's episode to a close. But we'll be back tomorrow with 3 more games, and hopefully we can continue our good run in the Barclays Premier League and extend our lead again. But for now, thank you very much for watching, guys. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram or Facebook. All links will be in the description down below. But I am going to end it quite rapidly now. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.